Yo, 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 yo. Hey, good morning. Guten Morgen. Ja. Hey, it's a Friday. Yeah, boy. Which means another opportunity to trade. Because the worst days are the Saturdays and Sundays. Because you can't trade. So, anyways, hey, good to see you. Hey, someone said it was hard to hear me and I should use a mic. So let's try that. See if this is better. Let's see. Does this register? That registers. So, is that better? Good. I don't even like it in my ear. Is that better? I don't know. You let me know. You let me know. What's better? My ear. I guess I have to hang up my ear. I'm so millennial. So, anyways, hey, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. No, it's worse. Huh? Is it worse or better? Should kill it or keep it? Oh, look smart today. Yeah, got my nice shirt. Very nice. It's Brooks Brothers. Yeah. I went to a Brooks Brothers store, I can't remember when, and I'm like, hey, where's your good stuff? Not this raw stress for less stuff. And he showed me the good stuff. I'm like, oh my God, these are really nice. So, let's see with the lights. Shadows everywhere? Weird. Weird lighting. Anyways, so, the sound is not good. So let's go with this. Cool. So, anyways, to that one person that said the sound sucked yesterday, well, I tried. Okay, brother, I tried. All right, so cool. So I'm on the road. Road warrior doesn't mean it's all about relaxation. Marriott's got to get paid, so we got to go to the markets, right? We got to fund our lifestyle with Forex. So that's why I'm here. By the way, my name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you very much for being a client. And if you are new to the family, TradersWay.com. Create a demo account, download MT4, play some trades. Check out the execution speed, check out the spreads, check out the swaps, which are amazing. You can trade gold and oil and silver if you want, and Bitcoin. And then, of course, currencies. Lovely, told your mom. TradersWay.com. How do you get value out of these sessions? You ask questions, you get involved, but make sure you treat me and your fellow Forex traders in the chat with dignity and respect. They've earned it. So if you're a hater, if you're a troll, check your negativity at the door or please disappear. What else, dude? What else? Anything else? That's a pretty good start, right? So yeah, so anyways, let's roll. Who you got for the Super? I don't. I'm not even going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm not even going to watch the Super Bowl. Oops. Not even going to watch the Super Bowl. I think I'm going to be at the Jack Daniels distillery during the Super Bowl. But anyways, cool. So we're good there. We're good there. I see the chat, see the camera, see the charts. Everything's good. All right, rock and roll, baby, rock and roll. So I guess we're on Aussie yen. We must have left off there at the swing trading group. Cool. Well, here we are. Very, very, very interesting. This is the last day of the month, so maybe we could have a review. On the first day of the month, I shorted the Aussie yen. Here we are on the last day of the month, and I'm a short 76.50. We're at 73. So I don't know. Let's take a quick look. Aussie yen. So I'm up over 300 pips. I don't know the exact pips because I just look at the money. I just look at the money. So turned $100 into $300. Oops. Now, the interesting part of that, of course, I don't know where it just, okay. The interesting part of all of this, if you think about it, like if you compare what I did here with scalping, you might say, yeah, well, Wayne, that's only 300 pips. For some people, that might be, oh my God, there's 300 pips. Other people are like, yeah, it's only 300 pips. But I did nothing. except sell here based on my plan. Based on my plan, which all you knew, right? So you knew I was thinking this. We talked about it. I said, hey, I'll probably do it, and you'll still be stinking about it. And then you come back and you're going to say, oh my God, he did it. And then that's what happened. But, anyways, right? I worked what? The in this gray box, I guess, is the only period of time I actually worked. And it was even less than that, right? And then what happened after that? My money worked for me. Okay. Right? Isn't that interesting? Versus scalping, which, by the way, I love scalping. I know you hear me talk bad about scalping. I love scalping. But if scalping's the only thing you do, at some point you're gonna burn out, right? Even if you're a great scalper, right? But think about like Forex as a business. My money works for me in this case, right? So I got the 300 pips and great, but I let it run. Okay. Luis says it's that's a carry trade. No, actually, it's not. Technically, Luis, it is not because I'm not in it for the carry. Carry is swap. Okay. Think of it differently. How could we do this? Like when I do talk about being a carry trader, I describe it as, you know, that I lend sovereign nations money. I'm a financier to sovereign nations. You guys remember that speech many, 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 many months ago? Right? Maybe a year ago, I said, "Hey, I should start teaching you how to do exotics." Right? Do you guys remember all that? Danielle says, "How can I avoid negative swaps?" You can't. You're borrowing money, and there's a cost to that. Just make pips. But anyways, do you guys remember that? Maybe a year ago, I said, "You know what? I think I need to start teaching you guys exotics." Right? And I said, "Think of it this way: you're 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 a financier to sovereign nations, in particular developing nations, right?" I'm like, doesn't that sound better when you're at a cocktail party and they're like, "What do you do?" And you're like, "Oh, well, I'm a financier to sovereign nations, in particular to developing countries." And they're like, "Oh, snap, really?" But when you say Forex traders, they're like, right? So, anyways, that's cool. How about this? As far as this isn't a carry because I'm not making five, six, 700% a year in interest. It's not a carry trade. But how about this? You do foreign exchange arbitrage. Ron said that video popped up from 2 years ago. Oh, no kidding. And you've watched it. That's cool. Honestly, I didn't make that happen. There's not a way for it. But yeah, it sounds fancy, right? Like, so this is foreign currency arbitrage. That's all. Okay. Sounds nice, right? What is arbitrage? Buying one thing and selling the other at the exact same time. Okay. Sort of like my father. He sees an infomercial on television for a golf club that will suddenly, somehow, some way make him a better golfer. Great. So he picks up the phone. It's $200, right? So they take it and then they're like, okay, Mr. McDonald, your golf club will arrive in 6 to 8 weeks. What are they doing? Arbitrage. They get his money first, then they make the golf club. So they're buying his money for free and selling him a golf club in the future. But anyways, what a great racket that must be, huh? All right. All right. So, anyways, la di da di da di da. My money's working for me, is all I'm saying. Mr. Highfield said, "Oh, euros are sitting." Yeah, South Africa's been cutting interest rates, right? So that one's been tricky the last what week and a half. By the way, I'm getting used to Facebook And I'm thinking about doing these webinars on Facebook from time to time. So you can find me on Facebook, either the Forex.Today page or the FX Bootcamp page. So if you're a Facebook person, I am not, but I'm trying to, and I don't like it. And the more I use it, I don't like it. But I think that's a bias. So I'm trying to like it, right? And the reason for it is if it's a way for me to communicate with you to help you become a better trader, then you know, I need to do that. So let me know. Best thing to do is find me on Facebook. Okay? I think we'll do some Facebook lives or something in the future. Anyways, I don't have okay, I don't have a drawing tool. Anyways, let's take a look at this euro yen. What is the next move? Do you still want to be a bull or do you want to be a bear? Well, I can't sell it here, so why don't we talk about bullishness? Okay. We got our price. We know what the price is. Okay. The price is the monthly M2, of course. Okay. The interesting thing is there was something for you if you wanted to be a bull. Okay. And this is based off the double bottom of the double bottom, right? So you have to be a bull here. Okay. And you have to be ready, willing, and able. Okay. We spent a lot of time in the swing trading group yesterday talking about how to reverse a market. Are any and excuse me, are any of my swing traders in the room today? Where are my swing traders? By the way, join the swing trading group if you're not in it. Swing.fxbootcamp.com. We're about, what is it, 14 days away, right? We're about 14 days away from me recording with the swing trading group how to day trade. It's going to be 3 to 4 sessions where all I do is teach the swing traders how to day trade. And then that day trading course is going to become a separate course. Okay. So if you want the twofer, if you want to know how to swing trade and day trade, join the swing trading group now. Okay. Okay, Mr. Okay, guys, I did upload yesterday's webinar. It was a big deal. It took me a lot of effort, under a lot of duress, to get that video up into the swing trading group. Can any of you swing traders confirm that you saw that you have access to the recording from yesterday? Unless there's an YouTube had an error a week or two ago. Unless it's another YouTube error, it should be there. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, cool. So, anyways, we talked about this yesterday. Isn't that cool? We talked about knowing your price, right? And then confirming your entry. And this is exactly what we talked about in this scenario. If you happen to be a bull on Aussie yen, again, we're talking about it here, that you would end up buying here. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. So now it's just, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? We don't know. That's the thing. Nobody ever knows. That's why we plan. So we have, preferred plans and we have contingency plans. Contingency, like if you did buy down there and your stop is down here, you're ready, willing, and able to get the heck out. Let's update this. Beep. A little fatter. Beep. Let's probably get rid of the ray too. Is there a ray on this one? No, there is no ray on this one. All right. Okay. So think of it this way, like in sports. In sports, let's say let's say basketball, hockey, soccer, aka European football. What else is another good example? Well, let's just use those ones. As a player in those sports, are you trying to have um, a perfect scoring rate every time you shoot, you score? The answer to that would be no. It's impossible to think every time, right? It's impossible to think every time you take a shot that you're going to score. Now, in reverse, can you score if you never shoot? No, right? So you have to take the shot when you have a shot, right? But not in situations that would put your team at duress. In that case, if your shot leaves the team vulnerable, you're better off to pass the ball. But if you got a clear shot, take the shot. Okay? So, my point here is you never want to try to be perfect. And I've gone over that lesson a million times. No one cares about your winning ratio. Okay? So, in cases like this, if this was your plan, if you were already a bull, you already got your price, now you got your technical setup, you take the shot, manage the risk. Okay? So let's say your average loss is 30 pips and your average win is 100 pips. You can do that all day long. Okay? The thing is, you got to have good setups based on good plans, based on a decent bias. Okay? And if your bias is correct, if the rest of the market wants Aussie yen to go up, and we know that's a risk on macro play, okay, then this will go up. If it's wrong, you'll lose a little bit of money. If it goes up, you have the shot, right? Like, I guess what I'm saying here is you have to put yourself into opportunities to win. You have Imagine you had 100 opportunities you had planned for. Things like you're a bull on this, you want it to come down to the new monthly M2, and you want to see a double bottom. And under that scenario, on a small time frame, you take a shot here off your price, you're in just below 73, and you jam a stop 25 pips away. Okay? If you did something similar to this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, 100 times, 1,000 times, many of probably, I would say, even most of your opportunities will become fruitful. Some of them will not. Your timing will just be wrong, but you got the right price. That was good. You got a technical setup to confirm it. Great. And then the market lied to you. Not your fault. Okay. Okay. But you see, you want lots and lots and lots of good opportunities to score. You got to be at the right time, at the right place. You understand? And then you manage the risk. But there's no fear, right? There's no fear. You're looking for good opportunities. When you see it, take it. Like, I'll take that. Okay. Now, that is only good if you know your average winner is 50 to 100 pips, right? Some of you can't even fathom that. And that's the problem. Okay. When you can't make 100 pips, you're thinking too small. And that's the part that needs to be fixed. Okay. All right. Cool. So here's an example. This is Kiwi yen. This is an example of what we talked about yesterday in the swing trading group. And it's similar to what I just explained, right? It's similar to what I explained on the Aussie trade. This is what we're talking about. Like here, I'd like to see a double bottom on a short-term time frame, then a big rally up into here, but we know bears are going to be there. So then bears are going to take it down, but then bulls are going to get back in, and then they're going to look for a double bottom of a double bottom, and then that would be enough to reverse the market because the foreign exchange market reverses like an old man easing into a hot bath. So it doesn't say you have to buy or it doesn't say you should buy. It says if you were going to buy, you would have to look for this kind of situation with this market condition. What is the market condition? Is this bullish or bearish? Okay. So am I going to be aggressive in or conservative in? Okay. And by conservative, this is what I mean. You're an investor. I mean, you truly are. I was going to say like a venture capitalist or, I'm in a hotel, so there's actually a TV. Like, I don't really watch TV. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a TV. And apparently Shark Tank is still on. Shark Tank came out when I was a venture capitalist. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I do for a living. It was pretty funny. And I'm like, I should be on that show. But you're an investor, right? And you dictate the terms. You understand that? You are the boss. How many people here are the boss or want to be the boss? If you're the boss, type in boss. Come on now. Boss. I'm the boss. Who's the boss? I'm the boss. Okay? And the boss says, you know what? If I'm going to buy this, if I'm going to invest in this Kiwi yen, these are the three things I'm going to need. Okay? You understand that? Are you there yet? This is how you need to think. You're like, I get a Kiwi yen, I get it, I get it. But if I'm going to invest my money into this project, these are my requirements. If you can't meet them, I'm taking a walk. And then you give them the requirements. First of all, I need to be at hardcore support, a blind man can see. If I'm not at a hardcore level of support, I'm not interested. The other two don't matter. I'm not flexible on that. B, I need to see the market reverse. By reversing, it must respect that support. I need proof now that that's hardcore support and everybody's respecting that. If you can't provide proof, I'm taking a walk. There's no need to talk about requirement number 3. Now, if you can provide me that support and you can provide me with the proof, then I will buy the next dip because I want a deal. I want the support, I want the proof, and by the time I want get that, I want a better price. If you can give me all three, I'll take the shot. If you can't do that, I'm not interested. Goodbye. Do we have a deal? Yes or no? What do you think of that? I want you to think like a boss, right? And what do I mean by cheaper? I mean, I want the double bottom. I want the higher high, right? Let's say like this. And then I want the higher low. What do we call that? It's such a common pattern that I have a nickname for it called the hammock. Thank you, Pro Trader. Goes back A million years I've been teaching this. The market doesn't give me that. I'm not interested. Thank you. Maybe later. Maybe I'll buy the Kiwi yen at a lower price. You understand that? If this ain't the price, I might buy it lower. If I don't buy it at 70, maybe I'll buy it at 65 or 60, but only under my terms, right? What is if that's a boss, what does a child do? Child has no assets, right? So let's say you got no time or no money. Well, I say with foreign exchange market, right? Well, the money is out there. There's $5 trillion a day. So if you don't have any money, that's okay. It'll take you more time to find success. Profit is a function of how much you start with and how long you let it grow, like any other investment. Okay? Real estate's the same, investing in bonds the same, investing in the stock market is the same. How long will you allow your money to work for you and how much money do you have? Now, one real problem, like a child would show up and say, I don't have any time, or sorry, I don't have any money, but I want to get rich quick. I'm like, dude, did you just tell me you have no money and you have no time? You have no money and you have no time. Ain't gonna work. You're not the boss, right? So, right? So I don't care if you don't have a lot of money. You need to put some time into this and let your money work for you. Then guess what? The more money you have, the more money you make. Does everyone agree with that concept? The more money you have, the more money you make, unless you blow it on frivolous nonsense. Giant TVs, fast cars, fancy watches, cocaine, hookers, whatever gives you your fake high of dopamine, right? Happiness is the best dopamine, but they think the car, they think the drugs, they think all these other things will make them happy. And anyone that's ever had any money will tell you they might have tried some of these things and then realize the watch just sits in a drawer somewhere, and you're like, that was stupid, right? So happiness comes from somewhere else. Now it delivers the same dopamine, except you don't run out of you don't run out of happiness, right? And whatever. I didn't mean to get on a happiness thing. But the idea was you need to think and act like a boss, not a child. And I'm not saying you are, so don't get all pissed off and putting hate comments, right? But I'm saying there is a difference in mentality, and I'm trying to teach you how to succeed and do well at Forex. Okay? So in this case, I want you to look at this and be a boss. Now, if you're in an organization, which means that you can't be a boss of nobody, right? Well, actually, you can, but what is an organization? Like, why does an entrepreneur hire another person and then another person and then another person, and pretty soon you have a company of 10,000 people? Well, they all work for you, right? Great, but what do they do? Like, isn't there a goal, a plan? Like, you're like, these guys are making canoes and these guys are making chocolate bars. And you're like, what the hell's going on here? And they're like, well, you never told us what to do, eh? So there needs to be a plan. You need to know who you are, what you do, and what value you create. Okay? In this case, you're a foreign exchange trader and you are risk on, bullish on global macro. Therefore, you're a buyer of Kiwi yen and other things with yens on it. Cool. So you show up as a boss. You're like, yeah, we're interested. We're investors. We have money. We're interested in this Kiwi yen thing. And the Kiwi yen seller's like, oh, good. We got lots of Kiwi yen to sell you. Why do they want to sell it to you? Because they know it's worthless and it's going to fall and fall and fall. In their mind, that's what they're thinking. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? We're interested in maybe putting some money in this Kiwi yen. Can you give us some hardcore support? No. Okay, goodbye. Can you give us hardcore support? Yes. Cool. Can you prove it to us? No. What do I mean by proof, by the way? Well, what you see, like we hit my line and it dropped like a ton of bricks. Is that positive proof? confirming, or is that proof denying? Or what's not confirming? I guess denying, right? It says, nope. If I was interested at this price, that says nope. Next. What if it hit this line and jumped? I say, ooh, okay. Retracement, buy it here, or let it extend, buy it here. You understand? You're a buyer here, or depending on your decision making process, or you're a buyer here. This won't let me do. Oh, there we go. Okay. Buying opportunity one, buying opportunity two. Not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. Here or here. Prince Philip says, Wayne, how would you plan ahead if you don't have forward looking pivots? Bias. That's it. Okay. If I have no pivots here, I have to decide, like, let me guess. Let's throw down a guess. Let's kill the pivots. Let's see what templates I have on this laptop. By the way, I downloaded this stuff off MetaTraders. Thank you, MetaTraders. So here's my classic FX bootcamp setup. Okay. All right, let's throw down a guess. Is this support? Let's just take the psychological level of this. Okay. I'll make it a little fatter here. So we have this now. So let me show you. Let's do it this way. We have this and we have this. Okay. Do I want to be a buyer? Could I possibly consider being a buyer there? Yes or no? Trade Master says, well, how do I determine if it's risk on or risk off? You need to go to fxbootcamp.com, put money into the slot, and watch 40 or 50 hours of videos so you're educated, Trade Masters, because that's the basis of everything. That is the basis of everything. How do I know to be a bull or a bear? You need to learn how to drive before you become a race car driver, right? Once you know how the basics of driving, then I can teach you how to be a race car driver. The good thing is, and this is the wonderful thing about money, it's sort of it's a weird illusion. Okay? You can convert money into knowledge, and your knowledge will make you money. Then what do you do with your money? You can then make more money, or have your money make more money for your money, and that money makes more money for your money, and then you got too much of this money. You're like, I got to do something with this money because I can't fully deploy all this money. So now, like, imagine, guys, you're trading 100 standard lots on your Forex account, right? On Trader's Way, right? I mean, at some point, you probably want to take a chunk of your money out instead of trading 100 lots. Let's get this back down to 5, but take your this other money and and convert that to something different, like buy an apartment building. And now you own this thing. It sits on grass. You have a piece of paper that says you're the owner, but who lives in your apartment building? Not you. There's like 20 families living in your apartment building. You drive by and you tell people, look, I own that apartment building. They're like, really? Yeah, yeah. They're like, oh, I didn't know that. And do you mow the lawn? No. Do you paint the walls? No. Do you collect the rent? No. What happens? Money shows up into your pocket every month. It's great. And 10 years later, 20 years later, you're like, I'm going to sell it. Boom! 10 times the money you put in goes into your pocket. You're like, that was great. I owned a piece of paper. Once or twice a year, I drive by the apartment building, right? You look at it, you're like, yeah, I own that. That's kind of weird. You see it twice a year. You're like, huh, look at that. Okay. And the funny thing about that is now you got an asset, and then you want to buy another apartment building. And they're like, well, what collateral do you have? Well, I own a piece of paper. I took money out of my Forex account. I bought a piece of paper that says I own that apartment building, but I want to buy another apartment building. And they're like, and I can use this piece of paper as collateral for the second apartment building. Like it's all an illusion. And now you got two pieces of paper. You don't even have the paper now. There's something on the electronic system that says you own both apartment buildings. You're like, that's cool. And your money makes money, and it's all an illusion. And 10 years later, you sell your two apartment buildings. You got 10 million in cash in your bank. You're like, well, that was weird. Okay. But so money is money is money is money. So I don't know. It's all an illusion. So that's why you got to get some money quick and don't spend it. How many people watched the video I think I did last week or the week before where I'm like, you only spend 20% of your Forex profits for the next 10 years, and 80% of it stays in your account and you grow. It's a mind bending concept. Why would you pay yourself so little so you can have so much later? Now, it sucks if you're 60, right? But hopefully you can start with more when you're 60 that you've saved over your life. Maybe bad things have happened, right? Divorce. How rich can you get going through divorces? That'll stunt your growth, right? Well, then at least you have more maturity up here, more experience up here, and you can get there a little quicker that someone doesn't have so much life experience. Okay? But anyways, cool. So, anyways, it's only money, guys. So, anyways, I have no leading indicator here at all, but I still have that. I right? This is what we did 15, almost 20 years ago at FX Bootcamp. Okay? I would start by, is this a buy zone or a sell zone? And you're like, a buy zone? I'm like, totally, great, done, snap, strategies set. Anybody having an aha moment? Is this clicking for anybody, or am I just kind of preaching to the choir? Should I just move on, or what? I'm just predicting the future. I'm just saying, you know what? We're going to get a bounce here. That's a strategy. Grumpy Cat says, all Wayne knows is money. That's not true. I know how to make women happy. And you think Forex is difficult? Forex is so complicated. Oh. All right. So now we have to deploy some tactics. Okay. Okay. So we know my price. Let's do it that way. We know the price we're interested in because we're the boss. Okay. Somewhere in there, like, how do you do this? Like in strategic negotiation, for example, you have your opening price, you have, and you have a price that is unacceptably high. And when you're a seller, there's a price that's unacceptably low, but your opening price, and then there's prices you're willing to accept. Okay. Okay. And so you have to look at this like this is a strategic negotiation. So in here, we need to see some sort of up and some sort of down. Okay. Probably not this big, of course. But in here, let's make this a little more realistic. That's a little too, I mean, let's go on to a 15-minute chart. All right, cool. So in the next week, I'm not going to be able to get this. All right, in the next week, you are going to plan, and this even looks too far out, but anyways, you're going to plan to do something like this. Okay. Now you can go as small as you want into the time. I'm trying to get this to be more realistic. Okay. So what if you are now looking for, let's do a basic one, 2155 cross up. Would that start to be interesting? Where can you join my day trading and swing trading groups? Okay, it's swing.fxbootcamp.com. I guess I can type it here. HTTP. Okay, remember, we're going to do the day trading boot camp, if you will, in about 2 weeks. So you got about 14 days to sign up, or you're not going to get it. Okay. Grumpy cat. Grumpy cat, what do you mean? You gave me a thumbs down, but anyways. So what do we do here? Could right? 2155 cross would be an interesting confirmation, right? Could we possibly fall further down to 70.000? Oh yeah. So would you buy it at this price? Yes, if what? The market provides you proof that it's respecting 70 and going up. Okay. Audio streams current bitrate is lower than recommended. Oh, interesting. Maybe this is why you're having a sound problem. Where do I change that? Hang on. It's saying that I can somehow change the bit rate. Audio stream current bit rate is lower than recommended bit rate. We recommend the user close. Okay, great. It doesn't tell me where to do it. Hang on, I might be able to change the bit rate for the sound. I don't know if I can do it in the middle of the stream. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. Of course, it did it everything automatically. So, sample rate, channels, audio meters. It's funny, it gives you a recommendation. It doesn't tell you how. Sample rate. Weird. All right, so I don't know. Maybe this is going to help. I don't know. I don't think so. And there's some error message. All right, so forget it. So, anyways, I was trying with the sound. What do we do now? All right, so you're looking for proof. Okay, we're looking for proof. So, would you buy it here if you got proof of a reversal? Oops, where's my mouse? Yeah. If you don't, what happens? Then it's going to drop down to here. Then you say, I want to look for proof. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, if it drops a little lower, I guess we can fit like 69.50 in there. Let's just move this to 69.50. Okay, so now I'd have to expand this, but let's do it this way. You have 3 plans now. Are you guys okay with this? You have three prices you're willing to consider because you're the boss. Okay? So you're interested here, you're interested at 70, or you're interested at 69 and a half. Great. Once it gets down there, or if it gets down there, you're going to wait for some kind of proof. What kind of proof? What kind of proof do you like? You will need to make a decision. Okay? And then you need a good price. Then you need a dip. Okay? So it would look something like this. Eh? Oh? Uh? Eh. Okay. No pivot points, no nothing. You don't need pivot points. I think it's foolish not to have pivot points that tell you the future, but you don't need them. Okay. So I'd be long here. Cool, right? Let's get out of here. Let's go to, what do you want to do? Swissies? Okay. Once again, I'm showing from a bullish point of view. I'm not telling you to be a bull. Why are we way over here? There we go. I'm not telling you to be a bull. I'm saying if you were a bull, how would you try to set this up? But as you can see, I'm a bear here and I'm a bear here. So this was just showing me showing you, we planned this sell in December. We talked about it all in December. And I took it here, pretty much the last day of the month, I believe. Then a week or so goes by, and this was a weekly sell, so I sold that, and the rest is up to you because I'm like, if your crystal ball tells you to sell, you still need to decide how to sell. So anyway, so it's just going, it's going, it's going. And so now these two trades, so we're in the last day of January now, and this Kiwi Swissy is up 300 pips. This Kiwi Swissy is up 200 pips. So combined 500 pips. Okay, cool. Essentially, I've turned $200 into $500. So 100% is $400. So that's great. Okay. These are what bulls would be looking for. Okay. Let's zoom in here because this is, again, I think from the swing trading group last night. Did bulls get an opportunity? They might have bought here. They were right for a whole day and have got knocked out. They had the opportunity. They took the shot. They missed, but there was no negative consequence. They had the opportunity to make money, and this one didn't work out. So they had the opportunity. Okay. And it's pretty expectable. Pretty expectable. It's should be expected because you almost never reverse an entire market without the double bottom. Right? So I've been talking about today knowing your price and then setting it up, right? Looking for reversal patterns and stuff. Not one touches, but double bottoms and higher highs and all this stuff. Look, no double bottom. There was no entry for a bull, so bulls never took a shot. Okay. And bears, if you look at the market, right, since the beginning of whenever, since the 2 weeks ago, I guess, right, the market is technically bearish here. This is straight out of FX Bootcamp 2004. Technically speaking, this market is bearish, aggressively bearish, is still bearish. I'm still a bear. My money's still working for me. Meanwhile, I'm out drinking whiskey while my money makes me more money. Isn't that cool? Now think about the scalper that makes 25 pips, pays for their latte, and then is done. Like, oh, good, right? A solopreneur, make right? A solopreneur working all by themselves, worked all day for 5 or 6 hours, made 50 to 60, maybe 70 pips for the day, closes all the trades, and is done for the day. Works by the hour with no guarantee and no benefits. Has anyone here worked like an 8 hour day of trading Forex and lost money? Has anyone here given up like a vacation day to trade Forex? Traded Forex all day and lost money and lost the vacation? You could have spent the money you lost on a bar tab at the beach, but instead you didn't. And that's the thing, right? Like, this is why you need to learn how the market works so that you can have a strategy, which is a bias, right? And you carry out those strategies, and your strategies are good enough that they're worth more than surviving the next 2 hours. You understand that? Like, if your analysis has a shelf life of 2 hours, right? Like, what? Really? That's it? That's all it's worth. Think of it that way. How much time are your trades worth? Forget about money, because we know money is a consequence of really how big the lot size you put on there, right? Let's move away from that. If you took a shot today, can it last 24 hours and still be profitable? Can it last a week and still be profitable? Can it last? So tomorrow, Monday is the first day of February. Can you place a trade today and have it last for the entire month of February? Right? Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, right? This one, as a group, we planned this one, guys. And I'm keeping it just to keep showing you guys. I think there's a learning value here. On May 9th, we as a group, I'm like, look, let me just show you, right? And we planned it all out and everything. And then the next day it came back, and I'm like, look, I took our trade. May 9th, 2019. Now it's had a bad couple of days, but I've collected 820% return on investment. And if I cash out now, I get another 650% on top of that. May? We're coming up to a year on that. Yeah. It lasted more than 2 hours. That's good, right? So maybe I'll end with that since I'm trading out of a hotel room. But maybe I'll end with that. for the next few days, when you plan your trades, and I mean, like, do you actually print out your charts and draw on them? Like, I think it's going to do this, and I think it's going to go there. Okay. And then write it down. Maybe I'll do a framework on this. Write it down and say how long you think it'll last. And I think it'd be really cool if you like not just said like 4 weeks or something or 1 month. Be interesting if you said a particular day and you were timing things around like central bank meetings and stuff. And then find out how right you are. Prince says, when do you move your stop to break even? There's no good answer to that. I'm sorry. Typically, it's the next day. Okay. Typically, it's the next day. Um, Depends on how quick you're in profit and stuff like that. But typically, it's the next day. Like for example, let's say I sell in the Asian session. I wake up to trade New York with you guys. I'm up 75 pips profit. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, you see me do it half the time, right? Where I go into I'm in my webinar and I pull up this Kiwi and I'm like, oh, look, I shorted this yesterday. And then I'm like, look, this is where I shorted. And then I go, doop, and I put the stop because the stop was way up there, right? So anyway, so I'm like, beep. I'm like, there you go. Can't lose money. Done, right? Like, okay. Denny says, I like writing down part. Yeah, in fact, can I say this? Yeah, I think I'll say in the day trading course, which I'm doing in 2 weeks with the swing trading group, I'm going to offer some cool, neat tools to help you organize your trades and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to include them. One of them is your ability to write on your charts the step-by-step process you need to take for your day trade. Okay. So you can go, the checklist will be on your chart. So you're like, okay, do I have this? Check. Do I have that? Check. Do I have this other thing? Check. But like the entire framework will sit on your chart. So now you can print it out and then go through and all that kind of stuff and have it there. Plus, it's in your face. No, I know, all right? So, anyways, just trying to help, brother. Just trying to help. So, I hope I was interesting today. Try to move. Okay, there we go. I hope I was interesting. Hope I was helpful. I hope I I got to get up early. I'm in a hotel room. Everything's weird and all this kind of stuff, and it's a little bit difficult and it's not perfect. But I hope it was worth my effort, and I hope it was worth your time, and that you gathered something. All right. So it's got to be educational. It's got to be interesting. Ideally, it's something new. Um, Ideally, it was a little bit fun. I mean, but this is what we do for a living, right? And then maybe there's this subtle message too that there's no reason that you can't trade except you don't have internet access, right? I was thinking about it yesterday. We're joking about it. Again, I think it was a swing trading group. I'm like, hey guys, I've traded through earthquakes and typhoons and from the beach and all these different places. Like, it's a benefit that you can do this from everywhere, right? But literally, then I started thinking, later in the day, I'm like, I've traded with you guys in South Africa. I've traded with you guys in Hong Kong. And then I started like, where else? In Tokyo. Like, I'm going through all this stuff. I'm like, you can be completely mobile. You got a laptop. That's better than a cell phone, in my opinion. You have a laptop and internet access, and you can take your career. You don't have to drive to work, right? pay what is a car lease? I don't even know what a car lease is, right? $500 a month for your car lease. Then you got to insure it, and you got to gas it, and you got to maintain it, and you got to spend an hour of your day driving to work for that jerk. Okay, you work for a jerk for 8, 9, 10 hours. Get back in your car and drive all the way home. You've wasted like 10, 12 hours of your day, and you have to pay all this money for your car, right? You're dropping, what is it, $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month by the time you add up gas and maintenance and insurance and your time, dude. What is 2 hours per day of your time worth? That's got to be worth 1,500 a month, right? You can throw all of that away. I mean, I remember those days. I used to pay $230 a month to park my car at work. Like, oh my God. What a horrible, horrible, horrible life, right? Having to trade your time for money and then pay for the privilege. Oh my gosh. So now you can be completely mobile. You can work for wherever you want. You can travel and see the world, or you can just live your life. Then you got to say to the wife and kids, and I do this all the time, right? I'm like, I have to do my trading in the morning. I've done it like at Disneyland with my wife and kids. I'm like, I need some privacy, so we're in a suite, but the kids got to run around. They got to have breakfast. They got to do all their stuff. So I'm like, wife, kids, go into the living room and kitchen area and shut the bedroom door. And then what I did was I took all the stuff out of the closet and I moved a table and chair in there. And now I have an office where I can stop and think. And then, of course, I open up my laptop. I get my charts going. I organize my thoughts for the day. I start looking for my setups. And I turn on YouTube and I invite you into my life. That is the best part of being a currency trader, that you can, at Disneyland, make money. On my honeymoon, I pulled out my phone. It was the first time I ever traded on a cell phone because I've been married for 222 years. It's a lucky power year, by the way. So 220 years ago, I'm sitting at Kapalua in Maui, and I'm like, you know what? I got this new software on my phone that lets me trade my account. Open it up, paid for the bar tab, and it was the best feeling in my life. Another one is I'm in was it Chengdu? No, where was I? What's it? Not Chengdu. Where where was the China Forex Expo a couple of years ago? Daniel, are you in here? Where did we meet up? It was not Hong Kong, not was Shenzhen. It was Shenzhen, right? I was in Shenzhen. Anyway, so there I'm in Shenzhen. Here's another great example. Hope you don't mind me sharing my life. I'm in Shenzhen, and Ritz Carlton, right? So I go and they have a huge walk-in humidor. Where are you going to find me, right? So I go into the huge humidor. I find myself a cigar, fabulous cigar. They sit down and they have a jazz lounge right next to the cigar bar. I'm sitting at this little table and it's super dark, and I order a scotch or a wine or something. I'm sitting there and I light a cigar and I turn my phone on and I'm sitting there trading Forex. And the waiter comes by and he's like, here's your scotch, and what the hell are you doing? I'm like, oh, I buy and sell money, and this shows me the value of money in real time of almost every currency in the world. And I do arbitrage. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, check it out. Here's a chart. This tells me if this one's going up. This one tells me going down. And I said, really? And I'm like, so guess what? Ciao. I'm going to buy this. I've been waiting for a day to buy it. It looks good. He's like, great. Right? And he goes away and he comes back 30 minutes later or something like, hey, do you need another drink? And I'm halfway doing my cigar. I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And he's like, how's the trade going? I'm like, and I showed him and he sees how much money I just made, which is probably like 6 months of his salary. And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, so let's talk about it." And he sits down because I'm all by myself, and I taught him how to trade Forex for like 20 minutes. I'm like, "Just be careful, man. Practice on a demo account, right?" But isn't that amazing, right? That you can sit in a hotel bar, have a nice glass of wine, smoke a cigar in Shenzhen, which is, 42 million miles away from home, and make some money. Another great example, I'm at New York City at the Waldorf Astoria, the Bull and Bear Bar, where I used to go there all the time. This is where the real JP Morgan used to go for drinks. And I'm cutting through my steak and everything, and I'm having my Macallan. I used to walk into the bar, they'd pour me a Macallan. I didn't even say anything yet. It would automatically, boom, there you go. So anyway, so I'm there, and then my phone or something goes off. I'm like, oh, I gotta go, guys. Can I leave my steak dinner here? I need to go for about 20 minutes. And they're like, what do you mean go? I'm like, oh, well, the Reserve Bank of Australia is about to make a big announcement. It's going to surprise a bunch of people. So I'm going to go up there. I'm going to make some trades. I'm going to make some money, and then I'll be right back. Like, it shouldn't be more than 20 minutes. So I run up to the hotel room, which is, $2,000 a night or something. I run up there, open it up. FX boot campers are with me. We all get together. The Aussie jobs report comes out, I think it was, right? And it jumped 110 pips. I'm like, woohoo! Got it, shut it all down, came back, finished my steak dinner, and like, how did it go? I'm like, yeah, I was right. Paid for the whole weekend. Nice. This is what we do, guys. But do you think any of it was random? No. Do you think I'd done the hard work to make it look easy? Yes. Okay. Okay. It's a get rich slow scheme. You have to have some money to begin. You got to put a lot of time into it. And of course, much more effort than you probably realized when you started. But it's all about being more prepared than everybody else in the market. If you're the most prepared, you earned it and you deserve it, and you'll be able to sleep at night. If you do really well in Forex quickly, let's say in your first 6 months, you triple your account. I bet you anything you have trouble sleeping at night because you know it's luck. You know it. At some point, you will self sabotage and you will throw it all away, or your luck just simply runs out. I mean, you did something stupid, you threw down a big trade and it went your way. You don't even realize it was dumb until you lose it all. So, how do you sleep at night down the road when you are a big player? Because when you enter the market, you're the smartest person in the market because of the work you did. You're prepared. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. You're the boss. You get what you want or you don't trade. And guess if you get what you want, you're probably going to make money. And you know it because you've done it 22,318 other times. Of course, you're going to make money. It's what you do. And then you sleep like a baby. All right, got to go, guys. The world's waiting. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you Monday from home with a wine cellar now stuffed full of whiskey. But you got to spend it, right? You can't eat your money. So, anyways, thanks for being in my life. I appreciate you. You're important to me. I hope you know that. I'll see you. I'll see you on Monday.